Commissioners meeting. Our first order of business is the pledge. Would you please join me?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The minutes for our Monday, August 3rd meeting have been distributed.
Mr. President, I'll make a motion. We approve those minutes from the regular meeting on Monday, August 3rd, as presented.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Paula?
Mr. President, I'd like to recommend the claims from August 5th through August 17th, 2020 be approved without exception.
So move.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the claims as submitted. Any further discussion? Hearing none, those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. That
Mr.
motion also
President, I would
passes.
also like to recommend the payroll dated August 7th, 2020 be approved without exception.
So move.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve payroll. Any further discussion? Hearing none, those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. We have Amanda Balser. Good morning, Amanda.
On behalf of Drug Free Coalition, we just wanted to let everybody know that Sunday, August 30th is Overdose Awareness Day, and I have Donna Zoss with me. She's going to speak a little bit about that. So I didn't know if you needed that.
Thank you for the reminder. Yes, I'm Donna Zoss, and I am one of the co-chairs of the Drug Free Coalition here for Tippecanoe County. And this will be the 6th year that we have held this Overdose Awareness Day. And at this event, we're holding it it'll begin at 3 o'clock in Columbian Park in the Purple Shelter, which is the one that is closest to South Street. We will begin with naloxone training on behalf of the Board of Health. We are also this year added CPR training. Lisa Barnes from Community Corrections has offered to provide that to anyone that wants to come. And then we also do a time of remembrance. And actually, this Overdose Awareness Day is an international event. It is held throughout the world in numerous countries. And it is a time to recognize the individuals that we have lost to drug overdoses and to provide support to their families and to hopefully start removing some of the stigma that is attached to the individuals that are suffering from substance use disorder. And each year we've added something. We first started out with just the time of remembrance, and then we added the naloxone training, which for all of these individuals that are suffering from substance use disorder, they need a chance for a life. And the naloxone administration does give them that. And also now with adding the CPR. But we would like everyone to come and participate and show their support. And if you know of a family or someone that is suffering from substance use disorder, please invite them to come. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Stu?
Good morning.
Morning.
I missed my podium. The first item I have is a consultant engineering contract with American Structure Point. This is for the design of for the reconstruction of County Road 500 East from 350 South down to across 52 to 400 South, and County Road 400 South from 500 East over to US 52. The contract is in the form of a not to exceed $662,035.
And again, this is just to continue the project of improving those roads in the industrial area, correct?
Yes, this is in coordination with, we already did 350 South from Newcastle over. We've done 450 South. This will be the north-south leg connecting the two.
Mr. President, I'll make a motion, we approve the engineering services agreement as discussed with American Structure Point.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the American Structure Point Agreement as outlined. Any further discussion? Hearing none, those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion passes.
We have several ground transfers for the Bridge 32 project. This is the Haggerty Lane over the Wildcat Creek. The first grouping is for parcel 1, Stephen K. Lemaster, warranty deed in the amount of $12,500 and a temporary easement in the amount of $1,700.
Mr. President, I move that we approve this warranty deed and temporary easement with Stephen Lemaster as presented.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to approve both items as submitted by Stewart. Any further discussion? Hearing none, those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
And we have a warranty deed for parcel 6, Jason A. and Toby Summers in the amount of $9,500, same project.
Mr. President, I'll make a motion, we approve that warranty deed as presented.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to approve the warranty deed as presented. Any further discussion? Hearing none, those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That motion passes.
Also have a $5,000 continuation of maintenance bond for 3-year continuation for Reinhardt Excavating for work in all county right-of-way.
Mr. President, I move that we approve this maintenance bond stated.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the maintenance bond with Reinhardt Excavating. Any further discussion? Hearing none, those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That motion passes.
That's all I have.
Okay, we do also show a continuation certificate, but that has been pulled from the agenda.
Thank you.
Thank you. Sheriff Goldsmith. Good morning.
Good morning. We are asking to basically trade one of the spots that was approved as a jail deputy for an actual merit sergeant that would be able to put us a sergeant back in our jail to help begin the process of building the administration back there.
So again, a couple weeks ago, as we created the new positions for 2021, we created 4 jail deputy positions.
Yes.
So we're eliminating one of those jail deputy positions
Yes, sir.
for 2021, and in the place, creating a merit sergeant position.
Yes, sir.
Right. And you've had conversations with your council reps about
Yes.
that change? Okay.
Yep.
Perfect. Mr. President, I'll make a motion that we eliminate the jail deputy, one of the jail deputy positions that we created for 2021 and create the merit sergeant position as proposed.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to eliminate the jail deputy and create the merit sergeant position. Any further discussion? Hearing none, those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And the motion passes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sheriff.
Before you leave, if you could submit a revised salary statement, I don't need the budget revised, but the one from public safety.
Okay.
If Melissa doesn't know what to do, let me know, and
Yep.
we'll help you out.
I'll let her know. Thanks.
Good.
Yep.
Okay, Pat Harrington, good morning.
Good morning. I'm here on the APS, the Victim Advocate Grant, which was previously approved, the $597,001. Included in that was a victim advocate position. I think the salary statement should have been submitted, asking for you to approve that as part of the grant criteria.
Well, I think the salary statement would be approved by council, correct? Yeah, and has that been done? That I don't know.
Well, that's for 21, right? So that
So
would be.
that'll be done as part of the budget process. Okay.
And
So
this is for the victim assistance specialist, correct?
right, that's the correct title, correct? Victim
Assistant Specialist.
Okay.
Correct.
This cleans up the grant and everything else and
Yeah.
finally got lined up. Okay. Mr. President, I move that we approve this position for 2021 of a victim assistance specialist for the prosecutor's office.
Second.
We have motion and a second to create the position for the Victims Assistance Specialist. Any further discussion? Hearing none, those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Pat. Rebecca, you started to stand up, so come on up.
I was waiting to be invited.
But we have grants first.
Pardon, I didn't
We
see.
have grants. Grants is next.
Okay,
you
we're
want me to
gonna do
sit back
grant, we're gonna do grants first.
Okay,
Thanks.
no problem.
Her first.
She's coming.
Now you understand
Yeah.
why I went with.
Well, I'm assuming she's on the call, isn't she?
She's on here, but she will walk over. There's too
When I
many
didn't,
people
when I
on
didn't
there.
see Sharon and I saw Rebecca
There
jump
she
up,
is.
it's
It
next
only
up.
shows Rebecca first.
She's coming now.
There's a delay of about, there's a few seconds delay probably.
Sorry about that.
You're right. There's an agenda bit.
I thought she was up first. So, we're going for grants. The Health Department would like permission to apply from the Indiana State Department of Health, distribution of safe infant sleep resources in conjunction with the FIMR and health departments. There is no match to the county for this grant application.
Mr. President, I move that we grant permission to apply as stated.
Second.
You have motion and a second to apply for the grant as stated. Any further discussion? Hearing none, those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That passes.
Thank you. And to accept grants, the health would like to accept the grant from the Drug Free Coalition for $9,750 to fund the recovery coach in conjunction with Gateway to Hope. And again, there's no match to the county for this grant.
Mr. President, I'll make a motion, we grant permission to accept as stated.
Second.
You have motion and a second to grant the Drug Free Coalition grant as stated. Any further discussion? Hearing none, those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
And Community Corrections received a Drug Free Coalition in the amount of $7,800 for funding of their recovery coach. And again, no match to the county.
Mr. President, I move that we grant permission to accept for community corrections as stated.
Second.
You have motion and a second to accept or grant permission to accept the grant. Any further discussion? Hearing none, those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That motion passes.
And Carry Home and Youth received the DOC Juvenile Grant for 2021 in the standard amount of $246,637 that started July 1st, and this is a continuation of the previous program.
Mr. President, I'll make a motion, we grant permission to accept for the DOC juvenile grant as presented.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to accept the grant as presented. Any further discussion? Hearing none, those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
And again, Carry Home has received the Juvenile Detention Alternatives Initiative for the 2021 programming to continuing offering the Teen Brain programming, policing the teen brain, teaching the teen brain, understanding my teen brain, and juvenile justice jeopardy. Community engagement and school-based initiative, tutoring, school, court, and attendance projects. The contract started July 1st in the amount of $66,059.
Mr. President, I move that we grant permission to accept for Carry Home as stated.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the JDAI grant. Any further discussion? Hearing none, those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Opposed? The motion passes.
And I believe, Bob, you've already electronically signed those two documents. Sure, you have.
Anytime. Thank you, Bob. Thank you, Bob.
And then I would like to present the CDBG resolutions. Do you want to do those at this time?
And you reviewed those?
Yeah, they're pretty short.
Okay. Give us a synopsis of what those are for.
There's two different resolutions, the Phase 1 and Phase 2 from the Okra funding that we've received, or that we've been awarded, I should say. The Phase 1 is $100,000 funding to cover any medical, food, or other necessary needs of people that have been quarantined because of COVID-19. Phase 2 is a $250,000 grant that we have been not quite awarded yet technically, but we have to have a resolution for it to share with businesses that have received or have been under some kind of problem keeping their doors open. So the mom and pops of the county, if they're in the county, not in the city limits, they can apply and receive funding if they qualify. So those two resolutions are to be passed to follow the CDBG funding requirements.
And then do we actually have resolution numbers for those?
Yep, they're on there.
Okay. All right. Mr. President, I'll make a motion, we approve the resolution authorizing application submission for the Okra Phase 1, which is Resolution 2020-27-CM.
Second.
We have a motion to adopt Resolution 2020-27-CM. Any further discussion? Hearing none, those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And
Mr. President, I'll make a motion, we approve resolution authorizing application submission Phase 2, which is Resolution 2020-28-CM.
Before I second that, isn't this the one we were trying to work through the Commerce Chamber?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll make sure. Second.
we have a motion and a second to adopt Resolution 2020-28-CM. Any further discussion? Hearing none, those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
Thank you.
I was not going to be on the edge of my seat that time. I was going to be not ready. All right, so I'm seeking your permission to partner with Lafayette School Corporation, Tippecanoe School Corporation, and West Lafayette School Corporation again for truancy mediation services. This is for our 2021 academic year, and for you to sign the MOAs in accordance with that.
Okay. So there should be 3 of those, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Mr. President, I'll make a motion, we approve these memorandums of agreement for Partnership for Truancy Mediation Program as presented.
And with the amounts of TSC up to $8,160, West Lafayette $2,040, Lafayette School Corporation $12,240. I'll second that.
You have a motion and a second to approve the 3 MOAs as outlined. Any further discussion? Hearing none, those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
Thank you. I'm also seeking your approval for a contract with Lafayette School Corporation for an activities bus. This is funded through our JDI grant.
And what is an activities?
So one of the things that we've found is that kids do not participate in after-school activities because they do not have transportation home. And so we've struggled with getting City Bus to offer that transportation to the different points of services that we need. So we've been able to contract with Lafayette School Corporation to provide a bus that runs 4 different directions, 4 different times per day to take kids who are in after-school activities. And as a bonus, kids who are in after-school activities, Tecumseh Junior High School has partnered with them that they can be fed dinner as well. So we're meeting 2 needs in one.
All right. Mr. President, I'll make a motion that we approve that agreement with LSC. Compensation on that $60.16 per day. And it shall not exceed $8,181.76 per grant cycle.
Second.
You have a motion and a second to approve the contract with the LSC for the activities bus through JDAI. Any further discussion? Hearing none, those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Sorry.
The motion passes.
Thank you. And finally, there is a need for our kids to have training, well, there's a need for us adults to have training on how to work with kids who have attachment and trauma issues. So this is a contract not to exceed $7,575 with Hope Allright to train us on trust-based relational interventions.
Mr. President, I'll make a motion, we approve that service agreement as stated with Hope Allright LLC.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion passes.
And I'm sorry, the name is actually Hope Alight. I misspoke.
Oh,
And I read it incorrectly off my agenda, so Hope Alight.
okay.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
because it says
Very
Hope
good.
Allright on ours. Oh, and also, if you want to show everybody your, congratulations to Rebecca's daughter. Yeah, through AIC, so congratulations to Emily and to yourself.
Go. Do we have any unfinished or new business to be brought before the board? Okay. We have reports on file that are available in our office from the Building Commission, the Clerk of Circuit Court, the Treasurer, and Low Cost Spay and Neuter Clinic, Inc. We've arrived at the time of meeting where we take public comment. Is there anyone who would like to address the board? Sir, if you just step to the microphone, state your name and your address.
Michael G. Morris, 902 South 11th Street here in Lafayette. Commissioners, you'll have before you a printout of my remarks. And I'll just paraphrase them, but I'm addressing you here this morning over two areas which you have no direct control, but a great deal of influence, I think. One is the County Health Department's additional restrictions on bars and restaurants with the arrival of Purdue students. And second, the Governor Holcomb's ongoing emergency declaration and executive orders. And I preface my remarks with the fact that I fully realize this virus is dangerous. I have two cousins who are ER physicians in southern Indiana, and they see it every day. I recently lost a 52-year-old nephew to COVID-19. And every life taken by this disease is a grieving family and a tragedy. I also have a 90-year-old mother, and she has breathing issues, and she's at high risk. I'm 67, no spring chicken, and I'm in a higher risk category myself. However, the shutdowns we've endured since the governor's declared emergency in March have had a devastating effect on our economy and society. As you know, small businesses are closed, and many are never going to open again. People among the most economically vulnerable were unemployed for months on end, many still are. The deaths of despair, drug overdoses, those sorts of things, caused by the shutdown have yet to be calculated, and they'll surely far surpass the actual deaths from the virus. So in May, the governor, through a series of questionably legal executive orders, I have the statute that the governor used as his authority to do this, and he, if you read it, does not have the power to do many of the things he has done. He's allowed bars and restaurants to open again at 50 to 75% capacity while observing some prescribed precautions. Small businesses were only getting back to operation when the Tippecanoe County Health Department mandated again further restrictions to their operation, like closing at midnight. And for many places, that, midnight to 3 is their busiest time because the second shift gets off, and people come in for that. No bar top service, and it's really knocked their business for a loop. And I wonder if they even considered some alternative measures like requiring temperatures as you come into a place. For $30, you can buy a no-contact temperature indicator and just check people as they come in. So unless an establishment offers food and has ample table seating, these restrictions effectively puts them out of operation again. And even places with food service have had their income seriously curtailed. These are small businesses. Their employees and their owners sometimes often live paycheck to paycheck. Their livelihoods have been threatened, if not completely destroyed. And where is the due process afforded to them as an unelected government entity takes their income and business without compensation? The County Board of Health says the arrival of Purdue students greatly increases the risk of infection transmission by increasing the number of patrons in bars. Last time I checked, freshmen, sophomores, juniors are, 18, 19, 20 years old. They can't be in bars anyway, at least not legally. And I've got a chart that shows the age breakdown of Purdue University right here. I have all my references right here if anybody wants to see them. The county, meanwhile, we've had a total of 13 deaths in Tippecanoe County from COVID-19. And I've looked at the historical traffic deaths in Tippecanoe County, and that's roughly average. Now, again, every death's a tragedy and a grieving family, but we haven't closed the roads or restricted our use of vehicles because of that here in Tippecanoe County. Indiana has only had, as of Sunday, when I was checking the COVID-19 dashboard, Indiana has only had 15 deaths since the 6th of July. A hospital ICU capacity is not strained, and only 11.6% of statewide ICU beds are used for COVID, with 35.2% of ICU beds available. We were told we must flatten the curve, and we did. With increased testing, new cases should not automatically be assumed to mean a higher rate of hospitalizations and deaths. But that's how you see it on the media. I tuned in the local news this morning, and it bleeds, it leads. What are we doing to ourselves and our businesses and our neighbors? From where I've seen, no one in government has missed a paycheck during all this, to include the governor, to include the County Board of Health. Are they giving up 50 to 75% of their paycheck for this? Don't think so. But they continue to issue these rules without taking into account the unintended second and third order effects of their actions and impositions. So, Commissioners, I ask that you communicate on behalf of our small businesses and their employees with the County Board of Health to rescind these additional restrictions. Just that you would have some influence on them, I think. Which brings us to the larger question. We've been under a governor-declared emergency since March, and he's dictated a steady stream of executive orders. Again, these are not laws. Only the legislature can make laws. But he's yet to consult with the General Assembly. And I've contacted my state rep, state senators, and they have not been able to get the governor to call a special session. So I urge you, as a Board of Elected Commissioners, to join the Attorney General's call for Governor Holcomb to bring the General Assembly into special session to deal with the ongoing situation and get the people's elected input going forward. Waiting until January is unacceptable. The number of Hoosier deaths and hospitalizations indicate the emergency is over. We have an ongoing serious situation which we must manage, taking into account all factors, and our legislature must be part of that. Thank you for your time and attention, and I stand for any questions you may have.
A couple of things. First, I want to thank you for coming in today and putting this together for us.
Certainly.
If you could email me your references, that would be great. We have, our board members do have frequent conversations.
Okay.
With Dr. Adler. We'd love to share the information with him as well in a conversation. I'm not sure, the only thing that I might respectfully disagree with is I'm not sure the emergency is completely over just yet. I'm a little apprehensive, not only with the students coming back, but our area schools picking up this week and watching what's going on. And one of the questions that I will obviously have for Dr. Adler is what metric do we use to be able to sound that the coast is clear and step away from some of these things? And I haven't seen that yet. Well,
I would urge you, and my main source of reference is the Indiana COVID-19 dashboard. It has, and I can email you the links for all that. But it shows the 7-day running average of hospitalizations and deaths, and it has dropped off precipitously. Now, you can also see where the testing has gone up almost exponentially. We have more tests, we're going to have more positives. And that's what we have. So, yeah, I'll be glad to send that along.
That'd be great.
Sure.
Thank you.
Sure thing.
Any other public comment? Okay. Final motion?
Move adjourn.
We stand adjourned.